was on top of my boot track, I believe. But there was like 3 longbeards that walked over my tracks, or at least big tracks. I just saw those turkeys and they were headed my way, like almost straight at me, or they were at least. Looked like 3 big ones. Alright guys, we're at it in. You guys can see me pretty well, but it's still practically dark. Make sure my trunk's locked real quick. Alright, you guys can see me pretty decent, but it's still pretty much dark right now. Sun's just now starting to crest. But, I really figured I'd be able to hear these birds from camp. There's no telling what all they did. They probably made it a lot farther than I was expecting they would. So, I don't know. We are gonna pretty much follow these tracks a decent ways. Get back somewhere back in there. Hopefully it won't fire off here shortly. And then we'll have us a Rio pretty soon. I have no idea what to do right now. I just saw these birds on the freaking ground right up here. They're kind of headed this way a little bit. best I could tell. I don't know. I didn't see much for beards, but I did see like 2 bright red heads, so, and no long beards, so that's my assumption. But I think we're gonna get on the move and try to strike up a real turkey. After calling up them birds, I made a big loop. Walked through these fields, but the only issue is everything around these fields is just so thick. Doesn't look like good turkey habitat, so I found a chair in the middle of the woods, so I sat down for a minute. I will head back around to where, closer to where I saw those birds this morning. If I stumble across them again, them jakes might not be so lucky. I still think there might have been a longbeard in the back that just didn't pop over that ridge, but there's no way to know. Or I just didn't see his beard. But we're gonna head back over that way. It looks like better habitat, so some more sign. Well, I got looking right here below me. Got a bunch of feathers, tail feathers. Either old longbeard, a couple longbeards got in a fight, or there's a dead one that somebody shot around here or something. Somebody crippled her. There's a lot of coyotes out here. Maybe a coyote got it. I don't know. Alright guys, so I got a thunderstorm rolling in, and I've only got like 45 minutes left before the WNA closes. Sorry about it, I'm trying to get a lot going on. But I just saw a big turkey cross the road. It looked like it had a Jake beard, but it looked like a big turkey. So I should probably grab my binoculars. I'm a mess right now. But we're gonna try it. That's it for today. If nothing else, we have a bird in here. A legal bird. It's not what I want, but I'd settle for it for sure. As tough as this hunt's been, I definitely should have shot those jakes this morning. One of them. Probably not more than one. Probably wouldn't be a good thing. But I don't know. You know, there's a bird here. Got this thunderstorm rolling in, or a little bit of a rainstorm. So I'm gonna drive around these public fields and just look around, see if I can't see something. I just made it back to the truck. I hunted this morning. I didn't even touch a camera. I feel like it's just an overall feeling of being really bummed out. Just haven't heard any gobbles. Have barely seen any birds. I did call in a group, but they were all jakes and hens, and they never gobbled. I never found any other like fresh sign in that chunk. Came over here, saw a bird last night, and got to where I tried to hunt him yesterday afternoon. Got to where I thought he was going to roost, and just nothing happened. I don't know why I didn't touch the camera. I guess it's just a overall feeling of it's just lack of motivation and just being really bummed. So right now it's 7 o'clock. We had a thunderstorm roll through, so it's last night, so it's nice and cool. I mean, it's 65, so that's the best temperatures we've had. But it's still super windy and it's really cloudy, so I don't know. But I'm hoping that if these birds are wet, maybe we can see one in a field. I mean, that's my last hope, because I don't think they're gonna gobble, or they haven't been gobbling. The only thing I can think is maybe if there's a wet bird out here on this public, I can somehow make a move on them. But there's a bunch of fields on this road. I think I'm going to make one quick pass through there, and then we'll head back to Florida. Well guys, I'm on the road. I got about 6.5 hours left until
until I get to Vicksburg, where I'm staying tonight. Long drive, hard days, and not anything to show for it, really. That was not what I was expecting it was going to be. I was expecting to stay another couple days, maybe. I was kind of expecting that I would hear a bunch of gobbles. I do know, and I did know coming into this, that Oklahoma's not what it used to be. There used to be Rios everywhere, and I went to 3 of the WMAs that used to be like top tier for turkeys as far as public land goes. And I didn't go to the 2 that like everybody talks about. And I know there's birds there too. I just didn't want to deal with the pressure. And I didn't experience any hunting pressure other than like I was alone. Like I never saw another hunter or anything. I think the people who are in the know just kind of either knew what the deal was or what. But I don't know. I hunted 3 days or 3 mornings. Two full days, and then this morning, and I did not hear a single gobble. I did see birds, I did find birds, but I don't know, it was just different. It was way worse than I expected. I knew it had gone downhill. I knew there was some bad hatches. I knew the population was kind of down. But I still didn't expect just to, like, Rios are supposed to gobble all day long no matter what. Like, that's what everybody talks about. Like, they gobble all day long. They're super responsive to calls. It may be tough to actually kill one, but usually you're gonna get into them. And I did get into them. I did call up a group of 5, and I think there was a longbeard in that group. I just never saw him. I don't know. It's just, and then I did see a Jake on the side of the road that I went after. But yeah. I don't know. I don't know. It was really weighing on me. I couldn't take it. I couldn't take it much longer, so I just headed out. Everybody I've talked to, like the last that had been to, nobody I know has actually been to those WMAs, which is kind of what I was hoping I wouldn't get into any pressure, as much pressure as what I was expecting, and I didn't. But I don't know. It's just, I think the weather had a lot to do with it, and also obviously, like I mentioned, there's been some bad hatches, there's been some issues. But one thing I did really like, was that Oklahoma, it seems like they're doing some really good work with habitat improvement. I was reading where Rio turkeys in that area, they won't nest unless it's like 40%, or they won't nest if it's over 40% woody cover in an area or something like that. So a lot of the public land I went to, they had cleared out a bunch of the cedars and undergrowth that had grown up below the cottonwoods and tried to restore it back to like a cottonwood grassland, or they're starting to at least. And those were the areas I was finding turkeys, were in those cottonwoods with some shade because it was so hot, and not a whole lot of ground cover, and then there would be some in more open areas. But it was pretty obvious that I don't know, it's just a big disappointment. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I probably definitely could have worked harder at it, but I also walked like 5 miles a day for 2 days, and found, other than the tracks from the group that I did call in, I found a total of 4 sets of gobbler tracks in 10 miles of walking, and didn't hear a single gobble. Part of that was because of the wind, obviously, because it was blowing like 80 miles an hour the whole time. But I don't know, it's just, I feel like maybe I hit it at the wrong time. The weather was bad, and I don't know, I just didn't. Maybe I should have done more research. Maybe I should have given myself more time, which I do have more time. I could have stayed for another couple of days. I didn't feel like it was going to get me anywhere, as hot as it is, and how the turkeys just weren't acting right. So I don't know, things like this happen. Obviously hunting in Alabama, like I'm used to walking around the woods for 3 days without hearing a gobble, but I just was not expecting that from Rio country. So either way, all in all, I feel like I learned a lot. I feel like if I come back next year, I might go to a different area, but I do know a lot more about how Rios act, or at least a little bit more. I know a little bit more about what they like and what they don't like, and yeah. Either way, I'm sorry this was a boring video of 3 days of a complete bust, almost a complete bust. But yeah. Anyway, I guess it's time for fishing content.